The last time we see Sam and Bucky is after Steve leaves the shield with Sam. Sam is coming to terms with what it's going to be to pick up that shield. And that's where we kick off the show.
The legacy of that shield is complicated.
When Disney Plus was announced, there was an opportunity to interweave the cinematic universe with the television universe. The world of the Falcon and Winter Soldier in the films is so big, and you want this show to feel as big and as engrossing.
I think fans will definitely get a kick out of seeing a continuation of that kind of filmmaking that those movies had.
Sam, this has to be subtle.
Got it.
The action side is so embedded in what the MCU is, but through the show, we wanted to look at the human side of the characters.
For Bucky, it's the legacy of the Winter Soldier. His anchor point to the person who knew him before he was a murder machine no longer exists. So Bucky feels unmoored in the series and is looking for his purpose. And Sam Wilson is very much doing the same thing.
When Steve first told me about the shield, the first words I said were, feels like it's someone else's.
I felt like we would be dishonest just on a human level if we had this black man just accept the symbol without having real ambivalence about it.
With this series, we've been able to give a level of sincerity and humanity to him. You get a real sense of what this character, Sam Wilson, really is.
The notion of what blackness means in America ties very much into Sam's journey through the events of the show.
There's a fight out there, and then there's our fight here. And bro, you have taken them both on.
Well, let's get to work. The scope of these 6 episodes is really amazing. I mean, it's a huge story.
Falcon and Winter Soldier are really vibrant and electric characters. So when you are thrust into the action, you sink into the narrative and where the story ultimately goes.
For Marvel's highly anticipated streaming feature, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Sony Pictures Imageworks was tasked with creating the intense and exciting battle sequences for the series' final episode. To ensure the filmmakers had the flexibility to tell their story, we crafted a digital, photoreal New York City, virtual vehicles, and digital doubles of many characters, including star Anthony Mackie. Our photoreal Falcon showcases his much anticipated new suit, Red Wing, and updated wing design. Using this digital asset allowed the filmmakers to envision stunts in which practical photography wasn't possible. This flexibility also granted the freedom to create new, exciting shots long after principal photography had completed. Our process began with crafting a series of test shots, which helped our teams determine the subtle nuances of weight, balance, and mannerisms of our star with his new suit and wings. From there, we worked with the filmmakers to create the final aerial combat scenes, ensuring all these new digital assets work seamlessly together to create an exciting finale to the series. For Marvel's exciting streaming feature, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Sony Pictures Imageworks was given the challenge of creating a digital, photoreal New York City. This became the setting of the series' final battle sequences. To begin our process, we created a highly accurate representation of New York City and its shorelines based upon real street maps and detailed satellite reference. This digital city was then enhanced with street-level set dressing, digital rooftops, moving traffic, local watercraft, detailed aircraft, and iconic bridges. For the climactic airborne chase sequence high above New York, our expansive digital city build provided filmmakers the ultimate creative freedom, since this digital environment could be viewed from any direction and altitude. We worked closely with Marvel's creative team to ensure the final scenes were intense and exhilarating, while being grounded in the easily recognizable, iconic setting of New York. Marvel's high-profile streaming feature, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Sony Pictures Imageworks was tasked with creating the series' final battle. In the 6th and final episode, exciting action sequences take place simultaneously throughout the city of New York. In the sky, at street level, and in a subterranean construction site. Our street-level battle takes place in a downtown New York intersection adjacent to a large construction pit. Early in the filmmaking process, we knew a digital build of the entire location would be necessary. We started with extensive photogrammetry and LiDAR coverage of the entire movie set in order to create a photoreal representation of both the intersection and the pit location. The virtual construction pit allowed cinematic freedom for our filmmakers, since we could easily expand its proportions or change its depth per shot as needed. Since portions of the live-action shoot were at street level, we often lowered the digital pit to provide a heightened sense of danger and help facilitate the thrilling stunts. We finished off our digitally crafted locations with additional city set dressing, digital crowds, and surrounding buildings to give our city's street views and construction pit location that distinct New York feel.